right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So here's a little reminder. I just did some movement for about a minute and a half. It's always a good thing to do. I just flail around. I move my arms and my legs and it's a fun thing to do. But the purpose of this is to remind people about how much physical things can impact our emotional health and lower our cortisol levels and our adrenaline, etc., the stress levels. Ironically, today I want to talk about raising your stress level in a good way. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do first is play and I love this guy so much, Andrew Huberman. This is an interview he did with someone else, but it's a very concise discussion that he has with this guy about this particular thing. So buckle up. I'm going to share my screen right now.
I started off my career studying thermoregulation. That's what I did as an undergrad. And so I have a deep love of that literature. We have a storage of healthy fat in our body called brown fat, which is literally brown under the microscope because it's rich with mitochondria. Think of it as the oil in a candle. It allows you to feel warm in cold temperatures, and it acts as a furnace for your metabolism. It's generally enriched around the clavicles, upper back, and around the heart, a little bit around the liver. It's not the blubbery fat that people generally want to have less of. It's a deep tissue fat. It's really healthy. Children have a lot of it. You tend to lose it over time unless you do cold exposure. Deliberate cold exposure is one way to enrich the amount of brown fat. You get a stronger furnace. And there's some wonderful science on this published recently in Cell Reports Medicine by the first author is Susanna Soberg from Denmark. And it's really amazing work. What they showed is that 11 minutes a week divided up into a couple sessions of 2 to 3 minutes of deliberate cold exposure increases the density of brown fat in adults and allows them to feel more comfortable in cold temperatures when they're just walking around, okay? But also when they put themselves into this deliberate cold, and I'll talk about how cold in a moment, that then they achieve much bigger increases in core resting metabolism, improvements in blood lipid and insulin management profiles. And there's some other positive effects like improved mental resilience. So a lot of positive effects. Really wonderful study done in humans, right? Because we want to distinguish between mouse work and
when you say increased density of brown fat,
yeah.
So that's not to be confused with increased body fat, right?
No, increased density so that the mitochondrial density of the brown. Think about the brown fat as like an oil in a candle that allows it to burn hotter and longer. Yeah. So that's one aspect. The other. So 11 minutes per week. So what does this involve? Well, a lot of people say, okay, do I need to get into an ice bath? No, you need to get uncomfortably cold for 11 minutes a week. That could be done with a cold shower. That could be done by getting into an ice bath. That could be done by getting into the ocean. That could be done by getting into a lake. That could be, it is not important how you get cold. You could even put ice packs on your neck or in your whatever, in your pants.
Just get cold.
People do that.
Uncomfortable.
You get uncomfortably cold. How cold depends. And people always say, I want to give me a number. Well, what's uncomfortable to you is not going to be uncomfortable to me and vice versa. So uncomfortably cold. And then the key thing is that it needs to be safe, right? I mean, you're not going to jump into 30-degree Fahrenheit water. Your heart will stop, right? So you're going to try and get into chilly water that you want to get out, but you can calm yourself and stay in for that period of 2 to 3 minutes. Sometimes you'll be a little colder and other times you'll be a little warmer. So you don't want to obsess about this. There's one study that was done having people submerge themselves in water of about 60 degrees, which is not particularly cold, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, but they did it for 45 minutes. So it could also be being in kind of, when you get into a pool and it's not quite warm enough, it could be that, but you stay in longer. But for 11 minutes, it should be pretty uncomfortable. You want to get out. Ideally, I should mention, there's not much science around cold showers for the obvious reason that cold showers are hard to do in a laboratory because then you don't know, are people is their head under? Are they facing it? Are they turning away? Most of these studies have been done with submersion. But the other day when I was in Boston, I woke up and I thought, I really want some cold exposure. It was cold outside. So I just walked around in a t-shirt. I walked to get some food. in short sleeves. Everyone looked at me like I was crazy, and got 30 minutes of cold exposure just walking to the store. And I Ubered home because it was really cold. The wind chill was pretty bad. Or pretty good, I should say. So I think you get that 11 minutes per week, and that sets you up for this effect. And it should be divided across multiple sessions, but it could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you have 4 days off. It could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It doesn't really matter.
So don't try and do 11 minutes in one go in an ice bath?
Probably not. I mean, not at first. I mean, some people can do that. Now, there are other reasons to do cold exposure. What happens when you get into cold? A couple things. You vasoconstrict, and there's a rebound vasodilation, so you're getting better perfusion and blood flow. The biggest effect is a big increase, 2.5x increase in dopamine that lasts for several hours. It's a significant increase. You feel mentally clear. You feel alert. It increases metabolism for the reason we discussed before. And then there's the process of getting into this cold water when you didn't want to. And that is overriding limbic friction. That's that top-down control. So you build resilience. And no surprise there, a lot of the screening tools for special operations and other screening tools involve forcing people people deliberately forcing themselves, I should say, to get into cold bodies of water that are really uncomfortable, but not dangerously cold. So there are other effects too. For instance, if you want to enhance fat loss and lipolysis, it does seem like activating shiver is key, because when you shiver, the muscles release a molecule called succinate. Succinate then goes and activates the brown fat, so you get a further increase in metabolism. And there's yet another, and to activate shiver, excuse me, I stuttered when I said shiver. It almost sounded like I was shivering. One of the best things you can do is get into the cold source, whatever it happens to be. If you don't shiver while you're in there, get out, but don't dry off and just stand there. You'll start to shiver pretty quickly as it starts to evaporate off you.
Okay, how many are like, hell no, Sonia? Hell no.
Hell no.
Okay, so I just want to say, I would not share this if I hadn't done it myself. I've been doing this and by this, I mean this. Here's what I do, and I'll explain what has happened for me. All right. I shower probably 3 or 4 times a week. Okay. And that's because, whatever, my long hair and the whole business, 3 or 4 times a week I shower. I have my shower set to cold, not when I walk in, but when I turn the knob on, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do that, don't I? So it's warm. I do my whole shower warm, hot, whole shower hot, even hot. And the interesting part about this is it's not just cold therapy. It's hot therapy as well. The change, the difference, the adjusting to the 72 degrees that our house is in all the time. Okay. Or the 66 degrees in the summer. For some reason, it has to be colder in the summer. So weird. So what I'm trying to say here is that what I do is I'm in the shower, I do all of the things, and then I turn around. Because my shower, I turn around, I turn it to cold, and I just grit my teeth. And it hits the top of my head. That's the easiest place I've found to start. Okay. And for the longest time, that's all I could do. Okay. I would hit that top of my head and I would just let it run down my body a little bit, down my back. And what he's talking about is that area is especially important for developing this extra type of brown fat, but also increasing your metabolism. You feel energized when you do this. You feel much empowerment, and it's not the same kind of excitement. The anticipation, dopamine is an amazing hormone, but it like, for instance, when you feel the anticipation and the excitement of going for something that you've been craving forever, right? That's a dopamine hit, but you know how quickly that goes away. The stuff tastes, you have 1 or 2 bites and then the excitement's gone, right? This kind of dopamine hit that I get is long lasting. It boosts my metabolism. What, Kate? You're confused?
Long-lasting dopamine hit. Wow.
I know. Here's what I have to say about this. I have done some cold dips in the lakes here. And those are also absolutely fine to do. They're not fun at all. But lately, because I've been doing this so regularly, I have found that I can not only get my whole back all, but I can turn around. I can get my face. It is so good for your face too, your pores. It's so good to close your pores. And then I can stand there full on front to get my yeah, I'm just telling you, you don't need to start there, but try, and you don't even have to turn it all the way to cold. Now, for instance, Linda P is not going to have very cold water. Okay. I'm sorry, honey. You might have to import it from the Pacific Northwest or from
Actually, it's not too bad here where I am. We're on a well and we're in this development. Okay. So that's not too bad. The thing that I thought I heard him say, correct me if I'm wrong, was, about it also about lipid,
resilience.
right. And the things you just mentioned. But I thought he said that, for me who walks around cold,
Yes.
at 110. Okay.
Yes.
Like right now, my heat pump's on 76 and I'm cold. Okay.
Yes.
That it might help. And because I was walking around yesterday, this is so strange, and saying to myself, what else can I do? How can I help myself with this? Being
Well, here's what I want to say. You have every right to feel the anxiety and the outside emotions about doing this. Okay. But I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. Especially in my history with weight loss, the first 2 years I lived in Southern California. I had a heater under my desk. I had a heated blanket, and I was constantly cold. But as soon as I started moving and going outside and doing some of those things, that helped. But this has made a big difference for me. And I know if you're in this situation, the thing about it is there's a little bit of bragging rights associated with it. Okay.
well, there you go.
I know, right? I took a cold shower. I turned that puppy all the way to C. So you're right about the resilience. Like I said, it energizes me. And that's the thing. You know, that feeling that you get after you've done something that you really are proud of, but you didn't want to do it. There's a lot of things that we do that we don't want to do, but we're so proud of ourselves when we do them. That's how it feels for me at the end of this. Plus the dough, you can feel it. You can feel it as soon as that cold water hits you. There's this wave of
terror. Terror. Holy shit. What did I do? Oh my God.
That's when you're turning the hand. You're absolutely right. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh my God. And I still say that to myself. So I'm not suggesting, hey, Marcia, we're talking about taking cold showers.
I thought something serious was going on. I was on Facebook and I heard Linda with this angst in her voice, and I thought, oh my God, what's wrong with Linda?
Taking a cold shower.
We're talking about
girlfriend. That's a first world problem.
Yes, absolutely. We're talking about at the end of I just played an Andrew Huberman spot about the importance of alternative temperature therapy. And in this case, we're talking about taking just turning the water cold. It's not something you don't have to set up and buy 8 bags of ice and put it in your tub, right? You don't have to do any of it.
It just has to be cooler than it normally is, and you lower it a little bit every time.
That's one way.
That's the way I do it. I've not got to really cold, but I've gotten to uncomfortable.
That's good. The thing about it, and I know that sounds really.
And my grandson got an ice bath. The 15-year-old athlete got an ice bath for Christmas. He's 3,000 miles away. And I'm thinking, oh my God, and I got to get in an ice bath?
No, you don't. Linda, how old are you?
74.
Okay, honey, let's keep that in perspective. Okay, I
But
think
Linda
that's
was talking about being really cold all the time, even in the hot temperatures of Arizona. And this is a thing. And when he talked initially about how babies are born with a lot of it, it makes sense.
Mhm.
Sense to me. And that slowly over time, it makes sense why we are cold a lot, because we aren't exposed to adjusted temperatures. And this is also something like I go from my sauna. I take a sauna maybe once or twice a week, and I go into my shower, and then I turn the cold on, and it's even more intense because my whole body. I have one of those red light saunas. I feel really almost embarrassed to say it. You have one too, right? Don't you, Tracy?
Why? Excuse me. Why are you embarrassed to say it?
Because it just feels so.
So self-care.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
I was
Okay,
going to
maybe.
say arousing.
It just feels. It just. I don't know. It just
So
feels.
bougie.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
It's a nice luxury.
It is
And
a nice
yeah.
luxury. It is a nice, and I wanted to share this thing with you, Tracy. So it feels like better with numbers, right? That's what it feels like. Thank you. But I got this red light sauna for a number of reasons, to help with autophagy, to help with regeneration, to help with inflammation, to help with sleep. All sorts of really beautiful things can happen in this red light sauna.
And
So,
is it working?
well, I don't know. I'm getting good sleep, and I'm in a pretty good place.
Okay. So it's not a luxury now, it's a necessity.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How's that for reframing? So,
Thank you, Marcia. Thank you.
and you know why I'm saying it? Because I'm embarrassed to tell people what I just bought myself.
What did you just buy?
I just bought myself, it's called a ghost bed with a power adjustable base. I'm waiting for the people to install it today. And it was 4 figures, which is something I never spend on myself. And someone said, well, why can't you come over this morning? I said, because I'm waiting for them to install my bed. And they said, Marcia, what kind of bed did you get? I said, oh, it's fine. And they said, no, tell me. I says, it has vibration, it has heat, and it has red light capacity. And I said, my arthritis is destroying me.
Yeah,
And I'm up all night anyways, worrying about Jonathan. So I might as well be comfortable.
Right.
exactly. And maybe,
And
yeah.
I'm probably not going to be able to go to San Miguel because Jonathan's probably going to be having surgery. I have all these reasons,
Yeah.
like you're saying, what the sauna does. The bottom line is, it'll make my life not more manageable, softer. 'Cause
Yes.
it doesn't feel soft now.
Higher quality.
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Like Sonia's shower.
Yeah.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, I tried to get up, but
Please, no
I'm
apologies.
tired.
No
I'm
apologies.
tired.
I'm glad you were able to sleep in, and thank you for making an appearance. Yes, this is recorded, and yes, I will get you a
Oh,
copy.
great.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. Yeah, what we've been talking about is extreme temperature therapy and how important that can be.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have an infrared sauna. It's
Me too.
amazing. I got in it.
know.
I don't use it every day, but I got in it last night. I like getting in when it's 150 and I stay in for 35 minutes. And last
Wow.
night I put the blue light on,
Yeah.
because it's got the lights on top.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Sonia,
good.
why are you having this call on a Sunday morning? I
Because
just
she's a
happened to be on
wonderful
Facebook.
woman. She's a wonderful woman.
I know that. I know that before I saw this call, but Sunday mornings, do we have calls?
We've
I've been
had them.
doing Front Load Joy on this. Yes, I have been doing. So the Magic membership has a lot of calls. Everybody, I think, is clear on that. We have 3 calls Monday through Wednesday and Friday, and 2 calls on Thursday. And then on Saturday, we have Front Load Joy, which I missed because my sweet daughter was at the ER.
No magic words.
Magic
What
words.
did I say?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You
Front-load
said
joy.
front-loading joy on
Oh,
Saturday.
Yeah, no. You're right. Thank you. Magic words is a writing time, a journaling time. It's so fun. It's my favorite, and I felt so bad missing it. And then this morning, I've been adding this because for a number of reasons, we do so much work with our heads. We do so much work with our hearts, but we need to also make changes physically. And if we understand some of the reasons why they would be helpful, it helps me because I'm more aware when we're talking about cold water in turning the shower to cold at the end of a shower. And when it hits my head, I'm looking for the feeling of that dopamine that's rushing into my system. And it's a different kind of a dopamine hit. It's combined with 2 other hormones. And that combination stretches that feeling out over several hours. And it raises your metabolism, it boosts all sorts of things. Plus it improves the feeling that you get that you're so cold all the time. It stops that. It's ironic because it's the opposite of what it should be. And I can't say enough about how fucking scary it is to do it. I just want you all to know that I'm going to turn that, because my shower is set to cold. When I walk in, I have to manually adjust it to turn it on. So I take a hot shower. I do all the things. I spend a lot of time in that because that's also temperature therapy. And then flipping it to cold. First of all, your pores are happier. God bless it. Your pores are happier when you get a blast of cold. And even if you don't have the extreme like during the summer, our water lines are really close to the surface because we don't ever really have freezing. Like Tracy's having some crazy weather right now in Missouri. We don't have that. So our water is up near the top. So my water in the summer was not nearly as cold as it is right now. So I have been turning it all the way. I could have adjusted it, but I've turned it all the way. I'm going, okay, I'm going to grit my teeth. And you can just, if you're aware of it, this is why I like to know what the science is. Because if I'm aware, I can actually follow the thing. Just like you can follow when you get an epiphany. You can watch that. And when you realize, okay, all right, my brain is actually healing. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. The feeling that you can get when you realize that you're no longer impacted by this particular thing. It's not going to affect me the way it did. It is not going to hit me the way it used to. That feeling, that means that trauma or that trigger has moved out of the amygdala and into the hippocampus. So it's not going to send me back to that timeline of that space we all know what that feels like. When you get sent back to, I think I said yesterday, 1963, when you get sent back there in that moment, that's your amygdala in action. And when you can heal that through all sorts of wonderful tools that we talk about, when you can heal that, you can feel it if you're paying attention. And that for me amplifies it. It's no different than marinating in gratitude. When you can sit in something that you are proud of, grateful for, when you can sit in it and literally absorb it in your body, it's going to have a greater effect than every night I sit down and I write 3 things I'm grateful for. Do you see the difference? I'm not saying you can't write 3 things you're grateful for. I just want you to feel them. I want you to go to that moment and really embrace that. Because what's happening is you're actually giving yourself those hormones. You're actually giving yourself that feeling again. We don't always have to be only triggered by negative things. We can have these beautiful opportunities for, here's my heart warmth. So there's a number of really important physiological reasons, and the resilience that Andrew Huberman was talking about actually doing the thing. You're actually doing it. You get me?
So Marcia could just walk outside.
Yes. Tracy could just walk outside. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I've spent 20 years adjusting to hot weather.
I know.
After 30 years in Buffalo.
I know.
So I see a lot of these ice soaking tubs, like Mart, everywhere has them, these cold plunge tubs. And I always think, why would anyone want to do that? And you just explained why.
Yes. There are and inflammation is something he didn't even mention. But inflammation in our system, you know, every time I think about it, I put a lot of ice on my knee. And you can put cold packs on your body. But athletes submerge themselves, especially after a really tough game. They submerge themselves in those cold baths. Yes. I'm not going to do that for a number of reasons. I just don't see the purpose of it. I'm not trying to get my body back to fighting weight in order for me to get to the next game. But what I do want is that length of dopamine, that extra energy boost that I get from that hit. It's really a stark, especially if you're paying attention. It makes it that much easier the next time. You're trying to unmute, Marcia. You want some help? Oh, you got it.
I'm trying. Now, I just have a technical question. Is this call on Sundays at 10?
Not every week. It changes because
Yeah, I get it.
So it's part of the magic, but I've opened it up to everyone. Good. Because I really want other people to get this moment.
Yeah.
And because Sundays are my sort of, this is my spoiled brat moment where I get to talk about stuff that is just really, really geeky and fun and important to me. There are so many things about. I think I've posted all the Front Load Joy onto my YouTube channel.
Oh, good. I'll go there.
I think they're all up there. And we've got 5 or 6 or 7 of them now.
I have to go answer my front door or my apartment door. I'll check in with you later.
All right, honey. Love you.
Enjoy your Sunday.
Show you. Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoy your bed.
Let me show you how to find the Front Load Joy. First of all, subscribe to my channel, which is Transform with Sonia. There are a couple of Sonias out there, so subscribe to my channel. You're going to get notified whenever there's a thing. But if you go to my channel, you're going to find. I got to go to the live stuff or what's available to the public. Just one sec. Here we go. Okay. So this will probably be sort of what you see if you're on my channel. Okay.
Okay.
And in here, Front Load Joy. Okay.
Okay.
So there's a bunch. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's also this is frankly a lovely run through. It takes 9 or 10 minutes to run through all my blogs that are on my website.
Okay.
Here's another one, Front Load Joy. And then Patricia and I have posted a lot of things as well. There's a wealth of information on here, but that's how you find it. And if you subscribe, and then not just subscribe, but ask for notifications, then you're going to get a notification when I post a new video.
So is that the same as liking? Would I hit like, or is there an actual subscribe?
That's a great question. Let me just go to regular YouTube and see. So I don't know who this is, but let me just, let's go to SNL because I'm a little bit more down there. So I'm already subscribed to SNL, although it's fun to see Dwayne Johnson singing. That might be cute. I don't think I'm subscribed to them. Let me just see.
The coronavirus.
Subscribe. Here's the note.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
And then once you subscribe, I think there's a place to get notifications or turn.
Yeah, I didn't see that either when I subscribed to you because I'm not getting notifications.
It's here. Here's the bell.
Oh.
Click on notifications.
Click the bell. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I love tech. It's so fun, isn't it?
You're so good at it.
Oh, please.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
so good
that
at, but you know what, Sonia, when Marcia came on, I mean, I don't know, she didn't know anything about this because
Mhm.
people, I don't know, they've missed it or whatever.
It's just not, it's not, I've talked about it a little bit in the Magic and I've posted it a little bit in a few other places, but it's something that is just it's just heart stuff for me. And hopefully some of these things, I mean, there've been a few people that have watched the videos. There's like 30 or 40 views or something on some of them. And I've posted a few out into Facebook to get people interested in it. But for me, the physiological changes that we can do and all the different, I mean, one of them is on is on laughter yoga, which is hilarious to me. So much fun. Another one was on the human garage and all the work that he does around fascia and breathing. I
My
know you love
favorite
that one. I know that's your favorite. Another one was on the vagus nerve and Suki Baxter and all the work that she does on anxiety and releasing, relaxing. Another one was on straw breathing and the importance of just taking a deep breath in and exhaling out slowly. So calming. Do that before you're getting your blood pressure taken. Do that when you're in a situation where somebody has just royally pissed you off and you can get back to center. It's all about heart rate variability. There's a lot of science associated with it. Another one I did was on 5 minutes of brain training, just sitting and not moving for 5 minutes. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. I don't know if I'll run out of things to talk about, but but for the moment, I know, right, Tracy? I can't imagine. Yeah, I probably won't. Yeah. So
You can recycle it with a different title.
that's true. Absolutely. So that's what's happening on Sunday mornings. And I apologize for the different times, but not really, because I have my mastermind group that meets and I have to juggle things. Like I didn't notify anybody about this call until last night at like 6 o'clock my time. So you didn't get a lot of notification. I did put the event out for people, but I'm not really looking for I have to wait. I have to wait. So sometimes I know sooner than others, but some weeks, hopefully it'll be mostly around this time, but all right. And it's 30 minutes and we're over. And I thank you for your time and attention and appreciation and enthusiasm and trepidation. And I'm really looking forward to hearing whether or not you're able to do this thing. This is a challenge to you to just try it. Just take a hot shower and then just do it. As Mel Robbins says, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's really hard. It's really hard to not do it if you do that first. So thanks, guys.
Bye, Sonia. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.